Physical games. What makes them special? Well, I'll tell you. A couple days ago, I went to my local, well, not so local, but a GameStop in my area. I picked up 2 games. I picked up Mouse PI for Hire and Star Fox, the remake. They're both fully on the cartridge games, which is really cool because that seems like it's going away nowadays. And the thing is, that's interesting is I could have bought them digitally, saved money, wouldn't have to drive to the store to go pick it up, but I don't regret picking them up physically, not even for a second. And I think that's because going out and getting a game is a lot more fun than just clicking the store icon on your Switch, your Steam Deck, your Xbox, your PlayStation, clicking the purchase button. It appears in your library and then you download it, you play it, and it's the same exact experience, but it's not. Why do I value going to the GameStop, Walmart, Best Buy to go pick up physical games, even if they're just little lowly game key cards, not even real physical games? This is just a piece of plastic with a download code that talks to Nintendo's servers that says, you know what, Tannis can play this game right now. I'm all about convenience, and why in the world would I choose the less convenient option to go pick up physical games, have to go out of my way to go to the store, go buy them? They actually cost more. Why would I do that when I'm all about convenience? Now, first off, digital games are not a bad thing. They're actually great. Of course, you buy the game, you download it, you go take a dump, you come back, you're good to go. Game's downloaded. Obviously, there's more sales on digital storefronts than there are at retailers. Most people, I feel like, really buy digitally only. Like my dad, he buys everything digital, and it's great. You know, you don't have to go over and put a new disc in the Xbox. It's not just about the experience of playing the game, which is the most important part. However, you introduce the experience of going and getting the game, looking at all the games on the shelf, picking out the one that interests you the most. One thing that I didn't know that I missed was the back of games. You know, obviously you have the cover art, right? But then you turn it around and you get to read a little summary about the game. I didn't realize how much I missed that from old Wii games or Xbox 360 games. Looking at the back, you have something to look at. It's something to read. But more so, I care about these things, owning these things, and sure, you can say I don't own this one. It's just more fun. It's more fun to have the case, open it up, put it in the system. It's tangible. I can feel it. I have the game. And you don't even really have to be a collector for these things to have value to you. You have like a timeline of the games that you really enjoy and the games that you're playing or have played through. It's cool to look at. It's like if someone has a big movie collection. Pick it up and you start looking at the backs, the summaries of the movies. It's cool. And of course, there are downsides to buying physical. It takes up space. You can lose the cartridges. If you lose a cartridge, that's like $50 that's gone. If you really care about, swapping the games, like you still have to stand up, go to the console, plug in a new game, take out the old one, put it in the cart, whatever. There's a little bit of friction, which I don't think is a bad thing, but some people might. It's also like buying physical is more expensive. I could have saved $20 if I bought Mouse PI for Hire and Star Fox digitally. I spent $20 extra to get them in a case that will sit on a shelf and I have a cartridge, whatever, it's cool, but it is more expensive. And nowadays there are day one patches anyway that you have to download whenever you plug the games in that make it feel a lot less complete. Modern physical games are just not what they used to be on like the original Xbox or PlayStation 2, where you bought the disc at GameStop or wherever, put it in the console, you close the disc drive, and now the game's booting up and you're playing. It's just not the case anymore. Even with games that are fully on the cartridge or on the disc, you're still having to download day one patches. And buying digital has its own magic as well. Obviously, it's way more convenient. Games digitally are often way cheaper, or if you wait around for a little while, they can end up significantly cheaper than buying them physical, which is important for most people, saving money. Gaming is not something for most people that takes up all of their time in the day. I don't care to have a piece of plastic that says, hey, I own this game. They just want to play it. I feel like there's just a worrying trend with where the games industry is going. Obviously, everyone's talked about Sony's next system just not having a disc drive and they're not going to be producing discs for their games. All the physical editions of their games will just be code in box, which is super lame, by the way. And on the Xbox side, it looks like they're going to be going pretty much fully digital with the program that allows you, if you have a physical game, to register it to your account digitally so that you don't have to put the disc in it to play it. It just registers it to your account, and now you own it digitally as well. With Project Helix looking like it's going to just be a pre-built computer that you can buy, which I don't think is a bad direction for Xbox to go. It's just, where's the physical, like, there's no physical media there. Everything on PC is digital, and that's not necessarily a problem, like I've stated. I don't think these digital storefronts are going anywhere, or they're going to be snatching your games away, but the reality is that they could do that. I just don't think I'm comfortable going towards a completely all digital future, especially when you don't get any of the benefits of buying digital. I mean, think about it. When digital games first came on the market, they were cheaper than physical because there was no production cost. Like, they're just sending you the game files over the internet. That's a lot cheaper than manufacturing the cases for the game, and then printing the box art, putting the game on the CD, purchasing the CDs with however much storage on it to hold the data of the game, and then like, it's the margins for digital games for Sony, Xbox, and Nintendo are significantly more than physical games, which cost money to produce. It becomes way more difficult to lend a game to a buddy, because even with a Nintendo game key card like this with Resident Evil Requiem, I can still give this to my dad who has a Nintendo Switch 2. He can plug it into his console, download the game, and play it. I mean, that's really the big benefit here, and maybe one day I don't really care about Resident Evil Requiem on the Switch 2 anymore. I can just sell it and make at least a little bit of money back. The chances of me actually selling the game are very low, but you know, what if it gives me an option to do that? So really, with going to an all digital future, you're just eliminating choice. There's no options. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, Nintendo's more consumer friendly, because none of these companies are consumer friendly. They're doing their best to separate you from your money. I mean, that's why they exist. So to end this off, buying physical is not objectively better than digital. Buying games digitally is faster, it's easier. You likely need an internet connection anyway to download a day one patch for the physical game, so you know, there's not a whole lot of benefit there either. You know, sometimes the point of having an experience as a whole is not all about just getting into the game as fast as possible. You know, maybe it's more so the ritual of opening up the game case, putting it in your console, and then playing the game. And really, no matter where the industry goes, all digital, whatever, I hope that we never lose that feeling of the journey of enjoying the experience. Not just the game itself, but to have an experience.